Nope, that is worse lighting.
Good now from the Bad Lighting Studios at Rise Up Media.
Right.
This is the Rise Up Morning Show.
Good morning. Rise Up Morning Show.
Every time, baby. The Bad Lighting and dislocated, decentralized studios at the Rise Up Morning Show. He's in Boston. I'm in Denver. And wherever you are, it's time to rise up. This is your place for helpful conversation, commentary, answers to your questions. And if you're looking to learn about cryptocurrency, if you're skeptical, you're curious, you're in the right place. We're here Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that is the place to be. We'd love to have you here or in our Discord community at the link on the screen. It's totally free to join. When you're learning crypto, it can be overwhelming. So the best thing to do is to jump in a friendly group of people. Not literally, you might hurt them, but you're certainly welcome to hang out.
Unless you're looking to do that and you have a certain group of people who are into certain things.
We could have like a crowd surf Rise Up channel. I don't know how we do that online.
Oh, I was thinking orgy, but that's different. But
fact check yourself, brother. What a way to start the show. Happy Monday.
What a way to start the show. Yeah, what up, Alex? When Dad's not here, I can talk about anything.
What a great thing.
There are no rules. I can
if
have
you've
pizza
got
for breakfast.
We can eat pizza for breakfast and ice cream. And if you've got a crypto question, let us know. We'll maybe Will, you can give us I've got a couple things I wanted to update. I got a package that I suspect is from Crypto the Game that I thought I would open on the air. And I did want to tell you, we do have a really nice apartment, but I had one hell of a time getting here. When I got to Denver, I thought I was able to check in right away, but I got the notification that check-in wasn't until 4. And then I was told I would get an email from the host with the code to get in. So I'm thinking, great, no problem. I'll go hang out at the Polkadot Block Space event until 4. Had a great time, met a lot of builders, talked to some everyday people who didn't know much about cryptocurrency and answered their questions, came here. And I didn't have the email, and they hadn't updated the app with the door code, so I texted the number, and I waited, and then I get a call from Larry, our host, who was very gracious and very sorry, and said, Evan, I didn't even get the update from Airbnb. I had no idea you were coming today. And I said, oh, well, I'm here now.
Can I come in?
Yeah, exactly. He gave me the code, and it's a very nice place. It's quite clean, though he did tell me the housekeeper does need to come. None of the linens were on the bed. I had to dress the bed myself.
Wow.
Real inconvenient.
What kind of crappy place did you get us?
Yeah.
This is a gross misrepresentation.
Yeah, it's rough. The neighborhood is nice. It's in walkable distance to a lot of great restaurants, and you're gonna like it here. I think
I'm excited, dude. Because I was born in Denver, but I've never had an opportunity to check it out as an adult. I've only ever flown in to then immediately go to the Rockies to go ski. So that's it. I've never really had an opportunity to check out the old my birth city.
The city of your birth will welcome you back with open arms. Rind left a comment that said, is this pre-recorded? Is that why Evan can't see my comments? I can see your comments. I didn't respond to your comment because I was telling the story. And you know how it is when someone's telling a story and then they get interrupted and then they go back to the story and then it's like the story isn't even any good anymore. So if you've got a crypto question, I promise we'll get to it. And I'm glad you're here to ask it. Is that our friend Alex, the real one, Popovich, in the audience?
I don't know.
It sure is. That's our guy.
Yeah, it's definitely him. It's him.
From the happiest place on earth, or maybe on the road, leaving the happiest place on earth. In which case, wouldn't you be in the unhappiest place on earth? It's Alex.
Is he in Disney World?
He's in Disney World. What?
Disney World.
Will, are you under a rock this weekend?
I don't listen to what you guys say.
I will absolutely die on this hill.
Yeah. So yeah, nice. So.
Well, let me see if I can't find this question from Rind, and then let's get into it. I'm sure people would love to have a market update, and I know you've got one. Or do you?
I mean, I put out my market updates this morning. It looks like Bitcoin wants to consolidate more. Ethereum looks like it wants to tank. Bitcoin, in a worst case scenario, could go down to 90K. I think 90 to 92K would be really great support for it. Or it's just going to keep grinding sideways. I don't see upwards price action for Bitcoin. And the stock market looks like it wants to sell for the next 3 days. So this to me, but when I look at weekly timeframes for Bitcoin, Bitcoin's super, super, super oversold. A lot of things are super oversold in the weekly time frame. We're getting close to the end of this bearish consolidation period. And I think we just have like one more big move down, here. And I mean, I think Ethereum heads down to like $2,400 or something like that, maybe 25 minimum. Bitcoin, like I said, 92K. You could expect to see all altcoins fall an additional 15-20% or something like that. And then I think we start to form a bottom. And then I think the stock market fills a gap. That's, if you're used to looking at the stock market chart, it's at about 5,900 on the stock market. That percentage wise is from where we are today down an additional 2.5%. Fill that gap on the stock market, find some bottoms while being very oversold in the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. And then you have Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, has finished raising $2 billion. They just announced that this morning. So then, Michael Saylor is going to come in and buy a shit ton of Bitcoin, and we'll start to find a bottom. And then good news for Ethereum is that there is some progress moving forward for Ethereum ETFs to have staking turned on. At least the SEC now has paperwork to start to comment on for that. So like good things are coming. We are starting to find a bottom, but like I'm not expecting good things this week.
No, I think the best things this week are going to come out of the conference, man. I'm so excited for you to get here. I have already had so many really good conversations with people who are building cool stuff. I would love to answer this question for Rind in our comments, who said that they have a friend who's talking about trading meme coins on Solana and they want to know how to get started. And I just thought we could say really quickly, if you're hearing about
stop.
Will made it faster than I did. We can go home.
Unplug your internet. Go home.
Why do you say it, Will?
No, I mean, it's can you make money in meme coins? Yeah, sure you can. But like those stories that you hear, that's 1 out of every 100 people. Otherwise, it's just a huge liquidity suck that's stealing liquidity away from the rest of the market, and people get liquidated super, super fast. And that's one of the reasons why this cycle is different. Also the ETFs, but it's just that like liquidity is just getting immediately sucked up and evaporated in meme coins because people love gambling and they love these get rich quick stories, and it's sucking up the liquidity, and it's putting you in a position where you as a trader or investor lose your money that you have to invest super quickly, as opposed to investing in something that's actually going to stick around for a little bit. And you actually have the opportunity to, even if you bought a high, to still get back into the green. You're never going to get back into the green with your meme coin, right? There's no second shot with these meme coins. Very, very, very few opportunities. So like you're just setting your money on fire in most cases. Unless you're like a professional day trader and you know what you're doing and you're experienced, right? Like, sure, play with it. If you have money to burn, sure. But at the same time, like you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I recommend if it's your first purchase and you haven't even bought cryptocurrency yet, that you learn how to buy, how to send and receive, how to swap, how to turn your crypto back into cash, and that you start with what's called a stable coin. You could look up USDC or USDT, US dollar coin or Tether. If you just search stable coins, they'll come right up, and they're available at any cryptocurrency exchange you might use. You can do everything with them you can do with any other cryptocurrency. Except they don't come with the same volatility. And if you're just learning to use this stuff, you ought to get familiar with the skills before you try. It's like learning to juggle before you set the balls on fire. I recommend it.
And if you want, and this is like a viable strategy, if you're like, hey, I just want some exposure of my portfolio to meme coins.
Totally.
What you do is one of two things. You either go to one of the big meme coins that are established, like Dogecoin or Pepe, and you can put some money in there and you get exposure to a meme coin that's gonna come back. Like it's gonna come back. Those coins are established. They can't rug pull, and if you just want some meme coin exposure, go do that, because when meme coins get hot, those coins, even though they're gigantic, will still have like a 40% pump in a day. And you can get some crazy returns off of that and trade that, as opposed to going to like pump.fun, which is the Solana meme coin casino, and just immediately losing your money in 20 minutes. And
go ahead.
And
when Will says trade that,
and you could trade that, but like the other strategy with meme coins is if you have $1,000, take $100 that you're willing to gamble, right? And willing to just see like set on fire. Take $100, so 10 different little gambles, and put them into 10 different coins. Expect them to do nothing. One of them might actually give you like a 4x or 5x, and you sell that and you get out, right? Or it gives you a 10x and you get your money back, right? And maybe the other one's 2x, and then if 3 of them rug pull and you lose all your money, right? That's the thing. It's if you're going to go into like, hey, markets are really down right now, I want to get into meme coins. You do one of those two things. You either go into one or two of the big coins, because they will always have a pump that comes back. And if you make a mistake, you can get saved later. But if you're going to go with these smaller coins where you will not get saved later, you need to just take a shotgun approach. Expect that 4 of them are going to rug pull. Expect that 2 of them, maybe you get a 20 or 30% off of, and expect maybe 1 or 2 of them to actually, you know, give you that 3 to 10x or something that actually gets you your money back. Maybe, right?
Maybe.
That's the only 2 things. And have that be a super small percentage of your portfolio, because even if you buy a top of a more fundamentally sound coin, like I'll just pick one, like a Solana, or you know, like a Solana as an example, right? Even if you buy it at the top, it will come back eventually. You just got to be patient. It will save you because it's fundamentally sound, even if you bought it at a bad time. That is not the case for a meme coin that is not established.
Yeah, when Will, you answered the question I was going to ask. When Will says trade meme coins, you're not buying this because you expect it to go to $1 billion a token long term. That's not how it's designed. It's designed to go up in price when people are talking about the meme. When Dogecoin is relevant, it's because Doge, Elon, somebody related to the meme is popular in the news right now. And when it ceases to be popular, the price goes down a bit, and it'll come back if the meme is popular again, and it'll go down a bit. Something like Solana, that is a network that people continue to use over time in increasingly valuable ways, is going to increase in value. Can we touch on this too? Somebody asked about Pi Network, and I actually just produced a video about this yesterday. It's my most recent video. It's a little bit long, but I do think it's an important video. Pi Network went live over the weekend, and Will, I don't know if you saw it, but it launched
on a couple like 80%.
Yes, but it came back. Good for Pi. So, but people now, some people are buying the dips. Some people are curious about how to buy Pi. It's just become a more common topic in the news. And what I wanted to say to people who are investing in Pi is I would caution you, especially if you're thinking about it for cryptocurrency, like is your first time. The Pi is very different from what I would consider crypto. And I think, Will, you would agree with this. It's not decentralized, meaning it is controlled by one single company who can decide how much you sell, when it's going to go live or not. It is not an active network the way Bitcoin is an active network of global participants, merchants, exchanges, and individuals who use the currency. Pi is mostly a siloed, closed system, and cryptocurrency is designed to make your money and the information that represents your money or other things on a blockchain more free, to give you more control, to give you more power, not less. So if you hold Pi, I would consider that, you know, think about that. Watch that video. And then to follow up on Ridden's question about learning if not to start with memes, if not to start with Pi Network, you can start right here on the Rise Up Morning Show. The very first thing you should do if you want to learn with us, and I recommend you do at all, is to join a community. But you can join our community. It's at the link on the screen at discord.gg/riseup. It's totally free to join. We have premium memberships for people who want to accelerate their learning journey. You can get a free week trial. And we've got a ton of resources, classes, recordings of classes that'll teach you everything from how to start using crypto to earn passive income to how to do technical analysis. Will taught an excellent class on that. That's one of our best sellers. So if you want to learn, I would start in the Discord at the riseupmorningshow.com, and then check out the videos on our profile. I have a learn to use crypto playlist that's very helpful. Will is the most prolific content creator I know, and is always giving timely information. And Alex has great stuff too. So come back with questions. It works if you work it. I don't know if you have any other resources for him.
No, I mean, everything is in there. But I would say, like, if you're going to get used to using one site just as a great resource for crypto research, we talk about it all the time. DeFi Llama. DeFi LLAMA. DeFi Llama.
Gotta love the llama.
Site. It's a free site. Particularly if you're looking at like DeFi projects, there's nothing better than it to understand, is this actually getting adopted? Is it actually providing value? Is money moving to it on chain? Are people moving to it on chain? What are the token unlocks? You know, and a whole bunch of additional information. DeFi Llama is the first site you should go to when actually like researching coins. And it's totally free. Hey, and it's great. It's phenomenal.
Hey.
So we love that. Hey, we love free. I also saw a comment by Rinid, which was, what is a rug pull? So for those of you who may not know, a rug pull is like, say that there's a new coin. It doesn't have to be a new coin, but say there's a new coin. It releases, right, enters the market. You know, it starts doing what it's doing. And a ton of the supply of the token is held by just a handful of people, maybe just one person even. And then what they do is, as the price moves upwards, they just dump all of that supply on people. The price craters 99% or something like that, and they run away with pretty much everybody's liquidity. Yeah. That's what's called a rug pull. Within the symbolism is they take the rug underneath everybody and rip it out from underneath them to steal the liquidity, and everyone else falls and tumbles while they run away with the cash. You know
what sound I need on the board that I cannot believe I don't have is that banana slipping sound. I absolutely need that.
Very loony.
We say stuff all the time that makes me think we need a whing sound.
That'd be nice.
So I'll get on it. The other question we just got that has left my head that I was like, oh, that's a good follow-up, is about it was about the Argentina token. People asked about that. Pi Network is happening. The Kanye West meme token might be happening. Argentina coin, Trump coin. But
you have the dude who committed suicide.
I'm sorry, what? What happened?
You didn't see that last night?
No. What is that?
Dude, it was super fucked up. There was a guy who, it's like, there's a big backlash against meme coin culture over the past 24 hours because of it. Yeah. So there was a dude, this is obviously a very morbid story, apologize to everybody, but to start it off like in the morning, but there was a guy, he was live streaming on X, Twitter, and he was putting like his last $500 into a meme coin. And he was like, hey, if this rugs, I'll kill myself. And it rugged, and he killed himself. And then the stream just ran. And then he was like, hey, if I commit suicide, turn me into a meme. And then like a bunch of people made like meme coins with his username. Of course they did. And it's just like, and everyone was just like horrified. Like I saw all this shit happen afterwards. And I was just like, what the flying fuck is going on? Like, another reason why I came in hot about meme coins this morning, because I'm just like, just fucking don't do it.
No,
the meme coin casino culture with markets this far down. It's just the worst fucking thing for the industry.
Well, and a lot of it, that's the point, is a lot of it is designed by insiders to make you feel like you're early and to invite you with the entertainment and promise of making a lot of money, but it's been a con. The Argentina token is a great example. There's a lot of good coverage about it. The guy who launched it, or mostly is associated with launching it, a gentleman named Hayden from a company called Kelsier, has built proximity to the Argentinian president. He's become known as like a fixer in the meme world, kind of an influence broker. But he designed this token so that he and his insider friends would get the contract address early so they could buy tokens before pretty much anyone else, or would have an inside advantage. They spent a lot of money on it. And then after the president of Argentina tweeted about it and people started to buy it, they did a rug pull by selling their tokens. And it just never works out well.
Oh, there was a great quote from that though. That was similar to oh God, what was the one earlier that happened? I think it was like with some senator or something, and he was like, I didn't rug pull, like the price went down, so I sold. So who wouldn't do that? I forget what the exact quote was, but it was perfect. But then for the Argentinian one, people were like, Javier Milei like shilled this project, like he rugged us. And he was like, I didn't shill the project, I shared it.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Oh, that's also a good one. I didn't shill the project, I shared it.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's a wild time in crypto. And somebody pointed out on Facebook that Kanye is that he might be behind Kanye's coin. I'm sorry, on YouTube, Hav said that. And I have heard that that's an account on Twitter called Bark Meta, not Hayden. There's this speculation going on, if you're behind the story, that Kanye has sold. Oh no, live has been restricted for some audience. I think we have to avoid talking about people who end their lives prematurely.
Yeah, so
don't fret about it. It was an important story. I'm glad to take the violation, so take that, TikTok. There's been some speculation that Kanye may have sold his Twitter account. Did you hear about this, Will?
No, but I thought he got hacked or something. I honestly, when the word Kanye comes up, I just scroll past it. I go, something about Nazis, or get out of here, Kanye. Just go make music.
Yeah, exactly. But
go make music.
After his crash out that he had, and his his interesting sort of tweet storms in the middle of the night, and dips into anti-Semitism, he has been hinting about launching a meme coin. And says, I won't do it, I will do it, I won't do it, I will do it. And there's this influencer on Twitter called Bark Meta, who's been affiliated with a lot of bad projects, a lot of rug pulls, a lot of scams, a lot of schemes. And he started tweeting about how he was going to buy Kanye's Twitter and do the meme coin launch. He tweeted a screenshot of like a money transfer that was $17 million to Kanye West. He tweeted another screenshot of like his settings page from Kanye West's Twitter account to make it look like he had access on his phone to Kanye's Twitter. And there are a lot of interesting people analyzing like, oh, I think he is at least partially accessing this account and tweeting from it. Kanye's going to launch a meme token. But it's just, it's whether or not it's Hayden, the guy who did the Argentina coin, or Bark, who's been affiliated with a variety of other schemes, and rug pulls, this is not the token for you. If you love Kanye West, there are a million other ways to support him or enjoy your fandom than, unless you're into like financial domination and you just want to send him your money so you'll lose it, then that's viable.
In which case,
that's what you're doing.
We have a great idea from Casey Craig for a business.
Yeah.
Come for him.
So, hey, can I show you this?
You where that was?
Can I? I was waiting for it. I knew how to get you this. So, I talked briefly last week on the show about Crypto the Game. Because people want to know all the time, like, what's a crypto experience that's an example of like not just a token I can buy to hope to get rich one day. And a great example of this is Crypto the Game. It's entering its third season. They just announced that they are going to start registration on March 6th. And I'm hopeful we're going to get Dylan Abrascato on the show, maybe even that day, to talk about it. He is game designer, has a lot of experience working on entertainment and gaming experiences for people, brings it to crypto. It's basically Survivor, but the crypto edition. And you compete with 800 people to win a pot of 100 ETH as the last person standing, about $300,000. You play games on chain, you use tokens, non-fungible tokens, and it's just a wonderful sort of team building, community building, skill building, and frankly, just fun exercise. So everyone at ETH Denver is talking about it, and I have seen a couple people post about this, but I got this package the other day, and I think this is such a smart way to advertise. I got a note in the mail that says, thanks for being a part of the Crypto the Game tribe. Hope to see you back on the island for season 3. This is their cool little logo. And then check this out. It is a sort of token Survivor. So they reference tribes. They have tribes in the game, and they even do like the tribe little raps. So what a sick,
nice.
Sick
you got a little
freebie,
that,
so I can establish my allegiance. Yeah. You can use it as a wrist wrap. You can tie off a wound with it. You can use it as a headband, sweatband. And I just think it's so exciting that we have an experience like this in crypto that people will talk about in mainstream media outlets, that they will see people doing, which is fun and engaging. And honestly, even though it has everything to do with crypto, doesn't have to have anything to do with crypto, So shout out to them. I'm excited to have them on the show.
When is that season 3 starting?
Season 3 registration begins March 6th, and they will go to past players first. The cost is going to be 0.1 ETH. You can buy a ticket. I like that they make it a buy thing, even though that's prohibitive for some people, because it's a lot better than like, hey, Survivor, my name's Kelly, and you should have me on your show. You know what I mean? You can play if you want to. And then after the alumni get the chance to register, anybody else can compete for the remaining spots. If you want to play, you probably will be able to do it.
Someone's just like, hey, if you read the chat, say potato.
We do read the chat.
We do read the chat.
We like to answer questions thoroughly but concisely. So if you've got a question and we missed it, drop it again. And if you definitely want us to answer your question, the absolute best place to post it is the Discord, the Rise Up Discord server.
Or I'll be an NPC and I'll just keep saying potato. Potato.
What do you think about this? Will G asks, "Hey guys, do you have any videos out on copy trading? Can you offer any advice, pros and cons? Thanks." What would you say, Will W to Will
I have
G?
never once in my life ever copy traded, so I do not feel qualified in any way, shape, or form to provide advice to anybody on said topic, so I do not.
I would simply say be careful, because copy trading is almost under that too good to be true category of cryptocurrency, where it can be difficult to find a reputable, safe way to do it. There are many scam websites out there designed to sell you copy trading, when what is really copy, that's not what they're selling you. A lot of pig butchering scams where they have a fake platform that just is designed to take your money. They have an app that makes it look like your money is going up in value, but they're just putting it in their pocket. If you want to learn copy trading, I recommend you start on an exchange like Kraken or KuCoin, if that's available in your area. You can set up a bot. There are good tutorials on YouTube, and do it yourself through a reputable exchange, and find a contract address that you can copy. The thing about copy trading is you don't, there's a delay. If I make a move, even if your bot is set to execute automatically, you are not guaranteed to get the same deal I got. You might be less profitable than the person you're copying. And there are also a lot of things that can go wrong that require manual intervention. Your bot executes a trade poorly. You need to add more gas for slippage. The network is really busy, so it tries to execute a trade and it fails, and you're stuck holding a token, and you don't come back to see it until 6 hours later, and then the price is tanked or whatever. So it's not a set it, forget it, super easy thing. I recommend you get started by practicing on a small trading bot first, just to see, it's something that sounds good and that people can sell in a YouTube video, but rarely is as profitable for you as it is for the person who's talking about it and selling it to you. That's what I got.
Yeah. And then also, if you have a business proposition for the show, let us know in the Discord. Slide into the
are you talking to Bo here?
Eventually. I don't know. Wall Street 55 said, "Can I hire you guys?" So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The best way to get in touch with us is in the Discord, or you can send us an email, and our email address is at theriseupmorningshow.com. We like to do all our inquiries that way. And you'll talk to one of us directly. So it's a great way to work with us.
Also, guys, for this week, for the market, the most important day is Wednesday. And it actually has nothing to do with crypto. It has everything to do with NVIDIA. So if you guys don't pay attention much to the stock market affects Bitcoin. Bitcoin affects altcoins. Hence, therefore, we pay attention to the stock market too. The stock market is largely held up by tech stocks, most importantly, NVIDIA. NVIDIA has their earnings call on Wednesday. Let me make sure it's just Wednesday. Yeah, it's on Wednesday. So if NVIDIA hits their earnings, you could actually see the stock market start to rebound with some signs of confidence. If NVIDIA misses their earnings, hold on to your butts, because man, oh man, will the market turn red super fast. Other stuff that then happens immediately after that too. So we could either have also Salesforce's earnings and Snowflake's earnings, some important companies, Lowe's, but NVIDIA is the most important. Then after that on Thursday, we get Q4 GDP numbers, at least more of it. Jobless claims data, durable goods data, so some macro information that could, and then also we get PCE inflation data on Friday. So Wednesday to Friday, really important day for the market from a data standpoint. That could either immediately bounce the market upwards or immediately slow down into oblivion. So there you go.
Could be a real dinger gwump of a situation.
A real dinger or gwump of a situation. Just
what about altcoins? Because we've had that question. We get that question a lot. That might be one of the most popular questions I feel like I get at this cycle in the market. When Bitcoin is up, altcoins are confused and people are scared. Are altcoins coming back? Are we buying altcoins? And what generally do we think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, Will.
Yeah, I mean, when you are thinking about altcoins and are they going to come up or go down, don't even pay attention to the altcoin. Just look at Bitcoin first, because Bitcoin dictates the market. Otherwise, you're just kind of wasting your time looking at altcoins. Otherwise, you can look at a macro chart and try to figure out where a general price range would be if certain levels of support were to fall. Sure, yeah, you can do that. But if you're trying to figure out if it's a good time or a bad time to buy altcoins, you got to take a look at Bitcoin first. If Bitcoin looks like it's bottomed out, then altcoins are either bottomed out also or about to bottom out too, right? So analyze Bitcoin first. If it looks like Bitcoin has more downside action to go, guess what? Your altcoin has more downwards price action to go, right? That's just the way the market works. So spend most of your time analyzing and doing TA on Bitcoin first to give you a sense as to what that larger macro trend is in crypto, and then go and look at altcoins. And so am I buying altcoins right now? I'm actually looking to buy probably a little bit of Solana, actually.
It's a nice price, man.
Over the next, actually, I'm going to see how this week goes, because either I'm buying it at a beat up price that it's at right now, or I'm going to buy it at a super beat up price because, this week is going to start off red, in my opinion, or it's going to hold until we get to Wednesday and we see what NVIDIA does. And if NVIDIA is crap, then, markets, the bottom will fall out on this markets. And then I'll go and I'll probably, I won't say the amount, but I'll go and buy some Solana, and I'll probably go stake it over at Marinade. It's probably
Here's a follow-up question, because you mentioned technical analysis. Will your technical analysis course work for stocks or Forex or other assets, commodities? Do the same principles apply in technically analyzing those things that do in crypto?
Yeah, in fact, so interestingly enough, you have more and less information, in my personal opinion, when you look. Actually, that's not necessarily true. So let me back up. I've always thought that trading stocks is easier than trading crypto, in large part because on the charts themselves, you get an additional indicator that you don't have to put extra effort into to go and look up, which is gaps. Gaps form on the chart because pre-market and post-market price can move, but the markets aren't open, and you can end up getting gaps on the chart. And so if you happen to find a really volatile stock, like GameStop was perfect during the squeeze and the GME kind of craze and all that, and Wall Street bets. It was perfect to trade. I had so much fun trading GME because it was such a volatile stock that created huge gaps on the chart that you could just super easily swing trade. I made a lot of money off of GameStop. And in crypto, you can do that as well. With Bitcoin and Ethereum, you just have to go and look up their futures charts. Their futures charts are just you essentially placing bets on paper contracts for Bitcoin and Ethereum, saying, I think the price is going to go up, it's going to go down. It's different from a spot market where you would go and you actually buy it and you can actually take your Bitcoin or your Ethereum off of the exchange, right? So that's a difference. It's, you can get the air quotes, physical Bitcoin and Ethereum on a spot market. In a futures market, you're betting with paper contracts. There are a few other differences, but you can go and find those charts for crypto and stuff and look at gaps on that, but you don't always have futures charts available for all the other altcoins that you have, right? So that's why I think trading stocks is easier as in a whole than crypto, and it's also more forgiving because stocks, a horrible day for a stock is it fell 3%. That's I mean, you don't even pay attention to something like that in the crypto space until it hits like 20-25%. And another thing that's different too is in the crypto space, you do have on-chain data. So you do have a little bit more free access to being able to analyze like fundamental strength of like where money is going and how many wallets are being created. And
it's like having a Bloomberg terminal, basically, right?
Yeah.
But even more direct.
Yeah, there's more information that can help guide you into thinking of, okay, is the price action here actually going to break out to the bull side in this TA pattern I found out, or to the bear side? Because if things look healthy on chain, then you're going to lean a little bit more to the bull side. If it's looking like money's leaving the ecosystem, and there's less natural demand for the token to help boost the price, then maybe you think it's going to break out of your technical analysis pattern in a bearish way. So in summary, threw a lot of information out there. Yeah, trading stocks is easier and far more forgiving. It's a much better place to learn. It's just far less exciting, and your earning potential is far less, because in crypto you have far more risk. That risk being it's way more volatile. And at the same time, your altcoins that you're trading, you might have less technical information being provided to you because maybe you can't look at the gaps on the chart. And at the same time, while you do have way more access to on-chain data to understand fundamental strength of something, that's still a skill that people have to learn. It's a new thing for most people. So there is that additional hurdle to learning the new skill of being on chain, like properly managing your wallet and all the security features, but also how do I read this on-chain data? So crypto trading is far more difficult than stock trading. And I forget what the exact question was, as I've ranted.
The question was about whether or not technical analysis applies to other markets or only crypto. If you can use the same indicators and tools.
Yeah, so I kind of answered that. The answer is yes, you can. It's just that various patterns over long-term timeframes can be like a little different. But for the most part, yeah, same indicators you can use over on stocks. Yeah.
And if you want to learn to use those indicators, I really can't recommend Will's class enough. It's our best-selling course, our fastest-selling course, and it's chock full of good stuff. You get a whole walkthrough from scratch that assumes you don't know anything about this stuff. I watched it and understood it. So if that tells you anything, then you should have a lot of hope, because I really am not a technical guy. I am with Mike, who, I don't know if you saw this comment earlier, Will, but Mike was like, hey, Will, get out your green markers and draw them on the chart, man. So number go up. Speaking of number go up and Will Watson technical analysis, did you see our friend Cosmic's latest video where he's lightly roasting you?
No. I saw I got tagged, but I haven't had a chance to go and take a look at it.
It's good. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but he basically said if you've been following Will's calls about magic internet money, or my call, or what did he say? If you've been following Will Watson's not financial advice or my financial advice, one of you would be doing better. And it was very lovingly, comedically. I had a really good laugh. So
I'll have to respond. I've been like, you could have bought it. You could have bought Aerodrome at 5 cents. You could have bought Aerodrome at 5 cents.
Could have been you, guy.
And my Morpho call, although I had 2 misses.
We had a friend from our question, Jay Heat, here that I want to address that is related to the Bybit hack. He asked, how can you hack a multi-sig wallet? So I want to just quickly define for people what a wallet is. A wallet, some people think, is the place that your crypto lives. It's not. A wallet is a bad word. In crypto, it's less like a money holder and more like a keychain. What your wallet does is it is a secure storage for what's called your private key. And this is the piece of information that the blockchain uses to recognize your account and to understand what assets have been assigned to your key. That's how they can respond to you without needing to know your name. They respond to your private key. That piece of information controls your crypto. That's why we say not your keys, not your crypto. If you give somebody your private key, or if they get it from you by social engineering you or hacking you, or you put it on the internet somewhere and they get in, they do a SIM swap, whatever, that key used on the blockchain can move your assets. There's no password recovery. There's no, hey, that wasn't me. It is the piece of information that moves stuff on a blockchain. So what happened in the Bybit hack is they used a type of wallet called a multi-signature wallet, which requires many different keys to sign and authorize a transaction. Instead of just, Will clicking a button and approving a buy or sell, or just me clicking a button and approving a buy or sell. It'd be like if Will, Alex, and I had a treasury for the show that required all of us to sign off on purchases, or at least a majority of us. Many exchanges, most big cryptocurrency companies secure their assets this way, including Bybit. And the way that their multi-signature wallet was hacked is that over time, we don't have full confirmation on all the details. I'm sure more will emerge, but we believe that the North Korean hackers for the Lazarus Group gained information about who the employees at Bybit were with sensitive information, and did a spear phishing attack, which is when they send a targeted piece of malicious code to one person, as opposed to like a mass email, in order to compromise their different devices, their phones or computers, so that they could send a transaction. What happened in the actual hack is there was a transaction request that was malicious, but had been masked to look like an everyday approval. It looked like they were saying, hey, knock, knock, knock. I'm the pizza guy. Your pizza's here. But when you open the door, surprise, it's the big bad wolf instead. And they couldn't detect that because of the information that they could see. So they signed the transaction thinking it was one thing when it was another. Enough of them signed give away the transaction, to give them access. And that's, it's really concerning that somebody could social engineer that kind of thing. But it's like a good heist movie where, one person seduces the bank manager and then the other person cries in front of the teller and is having just a bad day. And you got to compromise a lot of different people. One person steals a key from the security guard when he falls asleep.
The idea that Bybit was hacked because their founder was seduced is far more fun.
I will agree with that.
It's way more fun.
When we do the movie, I think that's what I'm gonna write the script for it. The Bybit founder will be seduced by a beautiful North Korean girl, and Zach XBT, the guy who first identified the source of the hack, is going to be just this chain smoking, lives in a basement somewhere, and maybe doesn't speak with people, like 20 computer monitors hacker. I think that would be the play.
I think it's it. I think we got it.
That's a good question. We had another question here about World Liberty Financial, just asking if we could talk about what it is, if we think it's going to become a significant player. Is it something you want to comment on, Will?
I do really quick. I was like, there was something I wanted to say. There was something that just happened 42 minutes ago. Michael Saylor bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Whoa!
Bought it at it was at $97,000, so they were only just able to make the announcement. But it was $1.99 billion, over 20,000 Bitcoin.
What's his number now? Do you know what his share of the total supply is? At one point, recently, it was like 1 in every 250 Bitcoin were owned by MicroStrategy.
499,096 Bitcoin have been acquired for $33.1 billion. So basically 500,000 Bitcoin. So what? That's 1/42nd of the entire supply of Bitcoin.
Wow! Added to what they already have.
That's their total. So they currently hold, as of February 23rd,
that's
500,000 Bitcoin. Technically, 499,096 Bitcoin is what they currently hold.
That's
at an average buy price of 66,357 per Bitcoin.
That's crazy. And somebody, since we, I wanted to shout out Jenny, who asked about MicroStrategy, not only in the YouTube chat, but also in the TikTok chat. If you are watching the Rise Up Morning Show from 2 separate devices, first of all, tell me why. But thank you for feeding the algorithm, and kudos to you. If you comment in 2 places, we will absolutely answer your question. MSTR is the ticker for MicroStrategy, but it's also the ticker for a crypto meme token that you might see on CoinMarketCap.
But it's also just called Strategy now, which doesn't sound as good. They rebranded.
Did they rebrand the ticker too? Or is it still MSTR?
I don't know.
I have to check on that. Go ahead, brother.
Oh, by the way, 1/42nd is 2.38% of the total supply of Bitcoin.
Wow.
And, about 4 million of those of Bitcoin have been lost or something around there. So, it's even more.
It's
of like available
more.
supply.
It's probably closer to 3.5 or 4%. Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably closer to 4%.
Wow, that's wild. Oh my god,
he's done it pretty fast too.
Yeah, no kidding. And to move that the whole business proposition for Strategy is get Bitcoin, leverage Bitcoin to get more money, use money to buy more Bitcoin, repeat. That's the whole thing. That's the whole business.
And then they've made the announcement that Strategy will become a Bitcoin bank.
Oh my god.
Well, they're transitioning the company. They're going to scrap the whole software side of the business.
No way.
Yeah.
Big play.
Yeah. And they're going to become a Bitcoin bank.
Smart for him, honestly, truly.
Yeah.
Will, can you take one? I am going to refill my coffee very quickly, and I have to step away from my headphones. I won't hear a word you're saying, so don't.
Hello, my honey.
Hello,
my darling. Hello, my ragtime doll. Sorry, guys. You just get me. World Liberty Financial. I can talk about that. So that is the DeFi Web3 organization. It's the DeFi organization that was created by the Trump family. Technically, Donnie has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. But his family, his kids are running it. And they're creating their own Web3 DeFi ecosystem. And from a price standpoint, people look at, you can go on something called Arkham, ARKM, and type in WFLI, World Liberty Financial. You can go and see what coins they hold in their wallet. They used to have a whole bunch of Bitcoin and Ethereum. They moved that over to Coinbase, though. Our suspicion is they did not sell it. They got a rate to stake it over at Coinbase and ended up doing that. But you can go and look and see what coins they hold. They hold some Ondo. They hold some Movement. They hold some Tron still. But you can go and take a look and see what they're buying.
And again, I think it's relevant to know what they're buying.
Yeah, because like if the Trump family is buying certain stuff, I mean, come on. It's a window into insider trading. So like, just take a peek every now and again.
Yeah, it's concerning. But also you should take advantage of it. That's one of the great things about being on chain.
I don't think it's concerning because it should be concerning. Insider trading should be concerning, but it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's one of those things. Like I won't say you've already been striked a few times, but there are certain things that just will never go away. So let's just shine a light on it. Everyone gets to look in, get that information a little bit sooner by looking on chain. And, Bob's your uncle.
We can make it harder for people to do things that extract value from the rest of us, though. I think that should be
sure, but that's not how the world works.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty bullish on it. Wait till you get to ETHDenver. You're gonna honestly, you're gonna love it. I sent our group text with Will and Alex and Mac, who are all the guys who are going to be here, a message yesterday. ETHDenver is my favorite conference, and this will tell you why. Yesterday, when I got off the plane, I couldn't check into my Airbnb, so I went to a side event first. There are all these side events. One of the reasons I tell you go to a crypto conference is because you can sign up for free to go to a place where they will feed you, give you drinks, give you swag, and often there are like competitions to win money, and you get to talk about crypto with the people who are at the epicenter of the movement. I met a guy yesterday on a couch that looked like it was upholstered from the same material as my ragged scarf on the patio of a mansion that Polkadot had rented to do this big hackathon, who is the creator of, one of the creators of Angry Birds, used to work at JagX on RuneScape, and now is with a number of other OG gamers building a really interesting sounding like layer 1 blockchain, but on Avalanche's substrate. So technically it's a layer 2 to make fun games better in crypto. And the pitch for it, we just had a wonderful conversation. I'm going to bring him on the show. But it's like the scent of marijuana wafted through the air, and somebody was cooking fried chicken inside that we were all going to eat later. Somebody was playing Mario Kart, and somebody was coding a DeFi protocol while we sat on the front porch in like sunny Denver and talked about how better incentives will make it easier for everyday people to take back what's theirs from the big companies like Microsoft or Blizzard or MicroStrategy, and also by extension, the other intermediaries, the banks, the financiers, the World Liberty Finances that say you can use the service, but if you use ours, we'll take less money from you. It's a lot of regenerates, a lot of crunchy people. And I think you're going to love it. Or at least you're going to be like, yeah, I can see why Evan really loves this conference.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to walk in here and I'm going to be like, man, they love this Kool-Aid.
Let me tell you, man, it's great though. It opened my eyes it changed my mind about a lot of things. Being at ETHDenver and having conversations. At one of the best conversations I ever had at ETHDenver was about seriously possibly starting a group called Kelp DAO, where we would partner with oceanside communities, which are often extracted for their resources in underserved parts of the world, to give them ownership in a DAO that would teach people skills, but also give them ownership of land that was theirs by tokenizing it, and would orient around partnering with the land in ways that would regenerate the earth and generate tons of capital for them. And the big one was kelp farming. Dude, I don't know if you've ever looked this up, but kelp is so good for the planet. It is a huge, huge unlock to harness kelp to fight like carbon, restore the climate, and also to make money for a lot of people who, are mostly seen as people who live on land with resources we want. So give it to us. Anyway, ETHDenver, baby. I recommend it. We're going to be talking about it all week.
Be there all week. I'm also just looking forward to being in like 62-degree weather.
Oh,
I looked at the weather forecast and I was like, wait,
so
what?
nice,
It's about to be
dude.
62?
It is absolutely
Been in
so
the 20s for weeks here.
nice. And speaking of people who are coming to East Denver this week, and I just can't wait to see him.
What up, dude?
It's Mr. Mac Lorden. What's going on, Mac? Welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show.
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm super excited to be there too. Will, you said that because I was literally just about to Google this. I'm like, what the hell do I even wear to this place? It's 60s.
Yeah, dude. Yesterday I was
like nice.
I was on the porch in a long sleeve shirt over a t-shirt, and I had the sleeves rolled up. But there were people just in t-shirts outside. For you coming from Miami, it's cold.
Yeah, I always have to calibrate because I cannot wear pants here. But yeah, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pants, shorts combo action.
I'm gonna have to bring like layers and stuff. I'm excited. Yeah. A light jacket. You know how I've been dreaming of wearing a light jacket. Whew.
Also, too, nice. I just want to say to Will, especially since you haven't left, make sure to pack your vitamins and everything like that. A lot of people talking about this as like a super spreader event, just for general.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I was just super sick, so my immune system's jacked through the roof. But yeah, I'll bring all the goods.
Nice, cool.
So what's going on in your world, Mac? We talked today about the launch of Pi Network. We've talked about the risks, pros and cons of copy trading. We have touched on some of the most important market events happening this week and whether or not technical analysis applies the same way to stocks and other assets as it does to crypto. So it's been a wide-ranging Q&A conversation. And we do have plenty of questions coming in, but if there's something that's on your mind that you think would be valuable to share with people right now, one of the questions that came that always I love to hear your take on is about altcoins. You know, people want to know, are you buying altcoins right now? When is altcoin season happening? When is my bag going to blow up? What do you think about what's happening at this stage in the market, and what are you doing to prepare for what you think is coming next?
Sure. Great question. I would say that, you know, it's a very interesting time because I have, you know, like you can talk about like seller and buyer exhaustion. So, you know, eventually people get bored of selling and then you just can't go any lower. And that's when the markets turn to the upside. And then the same is true for the opposite way. You know, people buy and buy and buy, and then like, okay, we can't buy anymore. And then usually there's a big drop. So I feel like we're at this kind of weird lull where, you know, we've just been hammered over the head with bad news, like, you know, world leaders rugging their citizens. And
or it's like the moment we get good news, the moment where it's like, hey, the SEC is looking at paperwork for the Ethereum spot ETF and largest hack in history. Oh God, why?
Yeah. And Coinbase's victory over the SEC.
Yeah, they also dropped the OpenSea lawsuit, which I was kind of with Alex on. I kind of thought that was the most legitimate one they had, but gone now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's super weird. I feel like everyone's just kind of looking around like that. What's that? You know, Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, where he's like,
yeah,
he's like on the dance floor, like.
Yeah. That is exactly what's happening in crypto right now. Like, what do we do? So to answer your question, I have not. The only altcoin have really been buying is just it's called Alchemist AI, ALCH, and that is one of my three.
We got asked about that recently in our Discord.
Is that right? I missed it.
Yeah, we did. And really I started trying to look it up and I got carried away doing something else. But yeah, tell us about it.
You give us the pitch.
I feel like you guys would actually really like it because you can go to their website right now. The ticker is ALC. I don't know. It might be Alchemist AI. I'm not sure what it is. But if you go find them on Twitter and go to their website, you can build using AI an application right there. So you can say, okay, I want to do sentiment analysis on these coins or, you know, meme coins or AI, whatever, and, you know, come back and check it. But basically you're like prompting to create an app and it's available now for free and it's super easy to use. So I was like, holy fuck, this is cool. And then the team, if you look at their Twitter, which is like, you know, the CV for any company.
Yeah.
It's just constant updates. They're always pushing shit out. They were recently accepted into the NVIDIA program, the NVIDIA Inception program, and then got listed on Google Play App Store. So it's like the team is just crushing. And I think when I was buying in more, it was at like $18 million market cap. And I tweeted about it. I was like, I know the dips keep dipping. I understand that. But it just it makes more sense for me to buy this than some of the other coins that I'm holding.
You said Alchemist AI is the .ai is the website?
No, let me.
Give me the website because I'm going to put a comment up on the screen for the folks watching on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter.
Okay, so the ticker is Alchemist AI app.
The ticker is Alchemist AI app.
Dude, I'm not going to make it. The handle, the Twitter.
Yeah, I was like,
Alchemist AI app. Yeah, it's a little bit more than 6 characters. The ticker is just ALC.
Longest ticker ever.
I was like, yeah, that doesn't seem quite right.
And just so everyone knows, I'm not affiliated with the program at all. Like I've bought in a few times. I'm not getting paid for them or anything like that. But that's just one I've been buying recently because I don't know, man. I think my bags have largely been packed. I think you guys are kind of in the same area, but that one is just like, this seems like it's being undervalued. So,
Mac, maybe you can speak to that too, because that's a really important difference. I think a lot of people watching this show and just generally learning right now are maybe newer to the market. They maybe have been accumulating at higher prices and they weren't here when things were cheaper. And we tend to be in a place, speaking for the three of us, because I know you guys, where we've been paying attention for long enough that when we bought the tokens that we believe in, we got them at discount prices for the most part. Mac just bought this token recently, but he's probably not doing a lot of buying for most of the tokens he's been speculating on for the last few years. With Solana, I've been accumulating it since it started to seem to be recovering when it was below $100. So I've taken profits several times. Will has been buying Arrow since it was 5 cents. So it's a very different game that you're playing when those are your entry points and you're trying to sell for profit than when you bought a token like Arrow at $1.50 or Solana tokens at $250. It's a very different game. I don't know if you want to give any comment or thoughts on that, but.
Well, I just feel like, I'm sure you guys agree. It's just like, so much of this is a mental game, and it's about assessing where the sentiment is. So like lately, for the past couple months, it's just been a lot of bad news. Bitcoin has kind of amazingly and unprecedentedly stayed where it is, and
pretty
kind of the
solid.
same time. Yeah. So Bitcoin's been doing great, but this is a new world where like Bitcoin does not reflect what's happening in the rest of the markets. Usually Bitcoin leads and then the altcoins follow. And this is kind of the first time that Bitcoin, well, last year, Bitcoin kind of ranges and then the altcoins just get hammered. So it's like altcoins are kind of doing their own thing. And yeah, I think it's just, when you're at a time where like you think you can't get any more bad news and there's a long way to go to where it was, but the project is still kicking ass and people are still like excited about it, then I think that makes good opportunities. Yeah. So no one knows anything could happen. Trump could launch Baron coin and fucking nuke the alt market again. Who fucking
and I think that sentiment applies to a lot of tokens. Somebody asked about Pudgy in the chat, or asked about Sol in the chat, or XRP.
Oh wait, I did
buy
some Pengu. I forgot about that. I bought Pengu because I got their cards, and I was like, Penguin, silly. I like Penguin.
Well, and I think it's kind of like the memes you mentioned earlier. We were talking about Doge or Pepe. Pengu is tied to an established relevant brand. That company is not going anywhere. They're probably going up. They might have a cartoon or a McDonald's toy next year. And that will all be good for the meme token. And if it's gone down, it's because a bunch of people just got a ton of it for free. And so of course the incentive is for them to sell it, to cash in on it. Yeah. That drives price down. When the brand is relevant again, it'll come back up. Go ahead.
I bought it because I love these cards. Am I expecting to make any money off of I think I threw like $300 or $400 into it. I'm not expecting to make a single penny off of that. I just like their brand a lot. And I was like, I'll support Pudgy Penguins.
Cards?
Yeah, show them the cards, dude.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Oh, my God.
They're cool, man.
Mr. E-Gold himself. I know that they're talking about
this one. That one's my favorite. And then this one's also good. The Screaming Penguin.
Oh, that's great. Wait, did you buy those or did they ship them to you? Or like
no, I bought booster boxes and just started ripping some packs.
Wait, in a store? In a big box retailer you're talking about?
Got them online.
No, I had to get them online from a store in Chicago because a lot of them were out of stock, and only certain stores in the country had them. So I'll in the Discord, I'll send you the site that you can go to. They still have supplies in some places, and they can ship you a booster box. The booster boxes are expensive. They're $140 for, you know.
How many packs was it?
You got like 22.
Okay.
You get a lot of packs, but still,
yeah, but it's
a lot of money for a booster box if you're used to like Pokemon and shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I bought 2. I got the card that I was chasing, which was the one with the sombrero on top of the van looking out. So, you know, I'm done chasing. And you can also scan the wrappers, and then you actually get cards that you can play online. So you can open up digital packs too and play the game online with people. I did that a little bit, and it was fun. It was fun enough, not enough to like really kind of suck me into it, but you know, there's a part of me that kind of wants to bring the cards to East Denver to see if I run into the Pudgy Penguin guys and just try to do some trades and shit. That'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool.
Yeah, and what's the link, Will? Is it in the Discord somewhere? Amsfar was asking, and I know you posted about it.
Let me look it up.
There's a good question here. Are alts like Aerodrome controlled mainly by retail? I don't see big institutions buying them. And I would say this is the great thing about having assets on a public blockchain ledger. You can look up who holds them. And I think assets like Aerodrome and other significant DeFi companies are bought by institutions, but not the institutions you're thinking about. Although World Liberty Financial has invested, they hold a significant amount of Aave tokens, which is a similar thing to,
that's right.
to
They do own
Aerodrome.
Aave. I just put the link in our private chat. But if you just go to vibes.game, the card set for Pudgy Penguins is called Vibes. Their first release. So you can go on there, and there's a where to buy link. You click that, and it pulls up all the affiliated stores.
Can you put it in Discord later?
Yeah.
Will you? That would be killer. The thing about institutional buying of Arrow is the institutions that are buying it are other DeFi institutions. Aave has a lot of Arrow. They do a lot of, you know, partnership to secure each other's liquidity. Morpho and Arrow are scratching each other's backs, but you know, the big incentive for Arrow is for people to lock up their tokens in order to earn more of it. That's how they release their tokens over time, is to people who are locking up assets on their platform. So I wouldn't expect an institution like what's Warren Buffett's hedge fund? I'm totally blanking on it.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about though. Berkshire Hathaway. I would not expect Berkshire Hathaway to go out and buy Aerodrome because they're not interested. They're not crypto native. They're not speculative that way. But I think increasingly you will see more portfolio companies, when it becomes legally possible for them to offer those things, become interested in exploring the way they do with growth stocks, like, new nuclear companies or whatever. I think they'll do that with crypto.
On that subject, I wonder how traditional VCs and hedge funds are thinking about it, because it used to be like, whenever I would analyze, and this is what videos I would make back in 2021, it's like, if you're thinking about a coin or an investment, you should consider what will be the demand case for that coin in the future, right? Like Ethereum, right? You need Ether in order to transact and buy different coins. So it's like a good demand case for why people would buy ETH. Now, I don't know if anyone even thinks about it like that. Like, do you need, I guess Arrow is kind of a good idea because there would be, trading coins or trading pairs against it. So you'd need Arrow to use it. But with like Aave, do they really expect that the demand for the coin is going to go up? Or do they just think that, it's OG Ethereum DeFi?
Well, here's why the demand in the coin is going to go up, is because Aave is an institution and people want influence in the institution. Do you remember the Curve Wars a couple years ago? Curve DAO, the DeFi play. Yeah. So this is super nerdy, but it applies to Aave. Basically, by holding their token, you can participate in governance decisions like deciding which pools get boosted rewards, or which new token opportunities should be pursued. You can be your own bank on a platform like Aave, and if you hold their token and you hold it in a significant way, you can influence the kind of business decisions that the bank makes in a way that would be very advantageous for you. That's why I think World Liberty Financial holds the token. And the more people who play that game, the more tokens are locked up. It's just like staking ETH. You know, people are staking ETH at an increasing rate. And that means that some ETH is effectively off the market, which increases demand for the ETH that's there. It has a burn mechanism. So people who are using Aave in something like governance, as Aave continues to become, you know, unless it just goes kaput, it's the #1 DeFi protocol. It's growing in terms of use and adoption, partnerships, etc., becoming an entrenched piece of infrastructure. I expect that people are going to want to have influence there. And so they're going to need Aave tokens. And then some people are going to want to buy it to speculate, because the people who have governance tokens aren't going to want to sell them to you. So it's going to be harder to get them, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it's an interesting take, because governance, in my opinion, is largely a meme. Like when coins come out and they're like, you could buy the coin and, you know, have a say in the future of it. I'm like, that's such a
well, that's why I referenced the Curve Wars, is because on Curve specifically, there were like, you know, huge conversations about like the direction the platform should take. People really wanted these governance tokens and wanted to earn more of them in order to influence that, because they realized it's like having a pirate ship. It's like if crypto's the open sea and we all have ships, being a governance, like an active governance community that is DeFi, is like having a pirate ship, and you can fire cannonballs and you can, you know, sail to new lands. I mean, you can really do a lot of stuff at the frontiers of like tokenized finance, if that's the ship you're driving. I
thought you were going to say that it's like having oars. And the more tokens you have, the more oars you control. So you control where it's going.
You could say that too. It's like oars. It's like cannons, because you can think about, I say cannons because if I'm Aave and you're Compound, it behooves us to work together. But what if I got a stable coin and then you release a stable coin? Well, hang on now, pal, because I need people to use my stable coin so I make money. And I don't really like it that you're Athena, when they launched their stable coin, that was a big issue in the DeFi community, because I think MakerDAO didn't want to list it, but Aave did, because MakerDAO's got DAI, which is a huge stable coin that generates a ton of revenue for them. And all of a sudden, new kid on the block, Athena over here, getting great incentives, getting partnerships with Aave. MakerDAO's like, now hang on a second. Why are you platforming our competitor like that? That's really hurting our business. It's like the mafia, dude. Like, honestly, I think DeFi is a lot like the mafia in terms of like the way people work it. It's fascinating. So nerdy and technical, but fascinating. Can I ask you to go back to your answer a second ago on the question? I think you got rugged probably by me about altcoins. If somebody is not in our shoes, didn't pack their bags early, hasn't been investing with conviction, bought when tokens are higher, not sure if they'll come back, Mac, what's your advice to those people? Or if that was you, how would you be thinking about navigating this stage in the market?
If they bought in higher and
I bought XRP in November when it was going up towards $3. And it was more expensive then than it is now. Is it coming back? What do I do? Same thing for Solana. I bought it then. You know, those kind of people, HBAR, whatever, Pengu.
The two things I would say off the top of my head are, one is just always remember that narratives and mind shares change very rapidly throughout time. Like everything is a much accelerated pace compared to, you know, the Web 2 world. So if you bought something months ago or a year ago, that does not mean that it's still going to be popular and cool in the upcoming 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is. So I would say one easy way to kind of test that is like either sell everything that you have or think about selling it. So it depends on, if you have 40 different coins, you know, you don't need to do it for everything. But like if you have a coin, imagine you sold all of it. And in that money, let's say it's worth $5,000 or $10,000. Would you, at this point in the market, put all of that back into that coin? That's what I ask myself each time. And then I say, okay, if I would do it, then sweet, you can keep it where it is. If you, the alternative to it is if you take all that money out and then you have two different coins that you're comparing, because this is what I just did recently with Alchemist and you know, SNAI and some of the other ones. But like, what do I have a higher chance of improving my money, right? It was AOS versus SNAI. I'll just tell you the coins.
Yeah, and your
AOS,
SNAI, SNAI. I always thought it was SNAI, like snail.
Oh, maybe it is, but it's like
SNAI.
Swarm Node AI.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm super bullish on them too. But their price action's been better than Alchemist. The reason I bring that up is because I had AOS, which I've had for like years, and that was back when they were trying to be a
like a
Theta.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've completely changed. They got absolutely hammered in the bear market. I didn't even notice. And then they went back up again. And I actually could have gotten out at like break even, but now I'm down like, 60%. So I had to say, all right, well, shit, I can get, it's not much. It's like, I think it was like $700-800 or something like that. And I was like, what would I rather do? Keep it in AOS with its higher market cap and less like virality, less people talking about it. Or would I rather put it in something like Alchemist, which I can see on Twitter has a lot of people excited about it, and they're in the AI agent narrative, and they're building a lot of shit for the future,
And it's so new.
Yeah, it hurts to take that loss on AOS, which is more established and has a higher market cap, and it could have been better. But I would rather, even if I'm wrong, hedge my bets on the younger company with more momentum that's more relevant to today's day and age. The other thing, too, is that you have to like audit and be like, why do I hold this coin? You guys have an advantage because you can say exactly why you hold each coin, and you know exactly what they do, and you're pretty up to date on it because you have smaller, not portfolio sizes, but smaller coins, amount of coins in your portfolio. If you have a more diverse offering, like me, you should say, then, sometimes it's hard to keep up with all these. So what I've been doing is, consolidating and just being super, aggressive with like cutting them. If I'm not acutely aware of what they're doing, and if I can't explain in layman's terms why they're going to go up, then cancel them and put them in something bigger. So that's what I'd say. If you're down, audit what you have. And if you're still super bullish, and if the reason or the reason that you bought when you bought is still as relevant and or better than it is today, then hold if you're happy. And if not, then look for something that might be a better alternative that fits more with your goals.
Do you have other thoughts on that, Will?
No, I mean, like, I think the emotional tie that you have towards a bag that you bought at the top and being like, I don't want to move this at all because I'll be selling at a loss, is something that doesn't really fit if you are in a coin that's going to be out of trend moving forward, right? You can take that air quotes loss to then put it into a coin that has better growth ahead moving forward. You're ultimately going to be in a position where you're going to get your money back sooner, right? So, but that involves a lot of skill set that hopefully you guys are putting the time into, which is, how do I research coins? How do I see what coins are trending? What tools do I have available to me? You need to answer. You need to get those tools in your tool belt to be able to start answering those questions, to be able to do what Max said, which is to do a successful audit of your own portfolio and come to the conclusion ultimately of, do I have something that, it could go up in value, but like, if I took this money, even though it's down, put it into something else, I'd get back to my break-even point way sooner. And it takes time to get used to figuring out what tools you should be using, like a DeFi Llama, or what's I'm forgetting the name of the site that's really good at like tracking like the hottest trends.
I used to use Moon. Oh my God, they all have names.
There's a few agents. I can't remember now. Damn,
we're failing. Anyway, get in the Discord. I'll let you know what the other site was. But DeFi was a great site. DApp Radar is a great site.
Yep.
It's
Dune Analytics is increasingly good.
Is great. And build up those skill sets to be able to understand, what coins you should keep, what coins you should call, what coins you can have faith in moving forward. And that's it.
Jesus is Lord is just spamming the comments. Moonglass, Moonpay, Moonrise, Moonpay. That's the other thing too, especially when the market is tumultuous and you're not sure what to do. That's a great time to be networking and building your social capital. Like when I played Crypto the Game last season, I spent 0.1 ETH on my entry token. And I spent a week with the most engaged, chronically online people in crypto who work at Uniswap, Coinbase, KuCoin, Bybit, Mexi, who are building DeFi protocols, and just cooperating with them and giving them touch points, hundreds of interactions a day, to give them a chance to say, I was buying the dip on Evan token, so that now if somebody asks them, hey, what do you think about that Evan Man guy? They're going to be like, oh my God, he is so nice. I trust him. I really like him. I hope he does well. And because of my on-chain activity from playing Crypto the Game. I didn't win the game. I spent some money in the game, but I also got like $1,000 of Optimism tokens in an airdrop. I got probably $800 of Orb tokens. I've gotten early access to other kinds of things because I played Crypto the Game. And like that'll be part of my on-chain reputation forever. People will continually be able to go back and, you know, now they've been acquired by Uniswap. I may or may not, if Uniswap does another like round of distribution or gives distributions of people whose tokens launch on their platform, they probably will give it to people who played Crypto the Game. And that's not something that I have to keep buying to benefit from. There are opportunities like that in crypto too that are great to look into if you're just feeling you don't want to speculate on a token.
Hey, can I ask you guys too one more question? Do you guys know what the term revenge trading means?
I have a definition for it, but I want to hear you define it for people on the show because I feel like yours will be better and humorous.
Will, do you know it? I feel like you might know. You're a little bit more on the trading scene.
Isn't that a reference of like, oh, it's, you know, you're just like continuously chasing like a loss? Like you're continuously just putting yourself in a bad position where you just continuously trade and put yourself in positions in the market that ultimately end up making you have like losses after losses after losses because you're playing too many hands, basically.
Kind of, yeah. That I think of as a little bit more as just being tilted, but revenge trading is, at least the way I understand it, is when you when you are down in a position, and so you try and make that same money back the same way.
Yeah.
So like
Solana's down, so I'm gonna get that thing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go long on Solana, and I have to make it back that same way. Like you have to just understand that you're gonna lose. You know what else too? I don't know if you guys think about this. Again, I'm a little bit on the wilder side, but as far as investing and like the diversity of offering, we'll keep saying that. But like, I think about it as like, okay, cool, tax break.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
Each time I make a shitty trade and it goes south, I'm like, whew. I was worried I was going to have too much capital gains this year, so thank God for that.
That
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
everyone, that mindset only works if you win big a few times.
Yeah,
Only works out if you win.
He's just preparing for the future win.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be.
You claim losses in perpetuity.
Yeah,
deductions
exactly.
for the next 5 years, dude. That's all I want.
This is
Joke's on you guys. I'm playing the long game.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Fuck you,
exactly.
government.
And that's
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's about that time where we got to take our dogs and ponies and ride off into the sunset. But before we do, I want to hear from you. If you've got a last minute question, suggestion, good joke, complaint, toss that out the window, words of wisdom, and then be sure to take a screenshot and get that link to the Discord. If you're not there already, I really would encourage you to download a free Discord account. We've got tutorials on my profile. We've got links in everybody's profile and on our website, theriseupmorningshow.com. If you've never used Discord before, or you tried it, it might have been intimidating, but I promise you, this is a great community of learners at all levels of experience where you can start learning totally for free. Great place to fact check yourself, ask a question, get a second opinion, and continue learning. It's where we post the resources and links from the show. And we also have memberships for people who want to accelerate their journey, so you can get discounts to every single product we offer, all the class recordings, all the PDF guides that we publish, Will's research guide, the template, that's yours for free. If you want to have a coaching or a one-on-one with one of us to just get some feedback or help with something like cold storage or thinking about what's going to happen in the future of crypto, then you get big discounts on that kind of stuff. And it's not that expensive. So check it out. TheRiseUpMorningshow.com and discord.gg/riseup. We'll be back tomorrow from ETH Denver live. These guys will probably be in the air. Alex might be in the air too. I might have to do the show myself tomorrow, but we'll be back this week streaming live, and we would love to see you there. So what's your final thought, gentlemen? Mac, I'll let you go first since you're our esteemed guest today.
Oh, sure. Well, first of all, I'm just super excited to hang out with you guys. I think this is going to be a great trip. I am gonna, of course, miss my baby and wife.
Yeah,
but,
I can hear her. She's so big. Oh my gosh, I saw a picture of her the other day, and I'm like, wow, she's so.
She says so many words now, so I'll be doing FaceTimes just to keep my sanity. But no, man, I'm really excited. It's the first time I've been to this conference. Will, you haven't gone yet either, right?
No, I've only ever been to the Bitcoin conference.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so this will be new for both of us. So super excited about that. You know, these conferences are great way. If you guys ever want to work in crypto, which I highly recommend, if you can find a good team, like you'll learn at such an accelerated pace because shit just changes and you have to stay on top of it. I would definitely suggest coming to a conference, just meeting people, talking to people. You can get a job pretty easily if you just show enthusiasm. But yeah, final thoughts. I guess I would just say that, you know, I've been seeing in the comments a lot of people asking about old busted, you know, beaten
Dusty cryptos.
Yeah, like fucking
call them out.
Well, I mean,
some of those old dusty cryptos did well price wise.
Right.
Yeah,
and
a couple of them they did. Right. Yeah. So like, you know, XLM, XRP, those ones had like these massive pumps. Like Cardano did a decent one, you know, but people were asking about like Algorand and like Filecoin, Moonbeam, Glimmer, you know, like these kind of ones. And I think it's just important to understand that, like, you know, so much of the future of crypto depends on how much attention you can capture. It's kind of like influencers, right? Like what makes the most compelling videos and content is going to attract the most buyers and make the coin go up. So if you're talking about coins that have launched several years ago and haven't really innovated, or they keep trying to change their story and like stay hip, you know, it's like when a bunch of our parents started getting on Facebook, you know, like we were on Facebook and then all of our parents joined and we're like, all right, well, this is fucking lame.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Party's over.
Get out of here, mom.
Yeah. So consider crypto like that. You know, like you want to be kind of on the cutting edge. You don't need to only buy in new projects, but you need to be in something, in my opinion, not financial advice, where, you know, the industry is definitely focused on, and there's a lot of excitement. And I think that AI is definitely one of those. I think RWA, real world assets, is potentially one. I only have one coin that does RWA. So who's to say? I think that might be next, you know. And I think there will generally be a return to like utility and coins that have like real, you know, technology and use case going on, just because people are getting sick of getting just hammered by memes. But the biggest thing I could say is just don't fall victim to armies of bag holders, where the coin has been around for years and people are just looking for the coin to go back up so that they can dump it again. Try and look for momentum, excitement, and something that's going to actually matter in the world that we're about to inhabit.
Yeah, some people, I heard DeFi Daddy say, are you bullish? Are you long because you're bullish, or are you bullish because you're long? Meaning, do you like this token because you hold a lot of it and need it to do well? Or do you actually like it because, like, fundamentally, like Max said, people are talking about it, they're doing things, they have a growing, robust network of users? And sometimes the answer might be no.
And have a solid reason. You should be able to, anyone should be able to ask you about any coin, and you should say with conviction why you're holding it. If not, it might be time to cut it.
Yeah. What about you, Will? A final thought, question, suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom?
Only thing is, I'll remind everybody that Wednesday is a huge day this week because it's NVIDIA earnings call. Again, it's not a crypto, but NVIDIA is like the only stock holding up the entire stock market right now. And if the stock market goes down, what was that?
What do you expect?
Honestly, I'm expecting NVIDIA to have good earnings. Is it going to meet their expectations? I don't know exactly what their expectations are. I bet they blow out their last quarter out of the water. I bet they blow out the previous year's Q1 out of the water. And but the expectations may have been set too high, so I'm not quite sure. I'm expecting good things for NVIDIA. And then afterwards, we have PCE inflation data. We have, you know, a bunch of other macro data coming out as well. But Wednesday's the big day. So, you know, keep your eyes on that.
You're so on top of all that stuff, dude. I see your updates and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, the earnings call is coming out. Oh yeah, it is time for Jerome Powell to talk to us. So keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, Will kills it.
Thanks.
Good pulse on the Web2 market.
Thanks, dude. It's my jam. It's my jam. That and Pokemon cards, and then crypto. Yeah, it all works. It's all just a cycle. I need to know about the Web 2 stuff to figure out when I need to buy the Web 3 stuff, so I can make enough money to buy the cardboard that I really want. that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, sorry, I know we got to run, but have you seen that video? It came out recently with Raul Paul and the guy from Cross Border Capital.
No, but you're becoming a Raul Paul Maxi, and I'd like for you to just give a commercial about like the helpful information he's done lately.
Dude, the way he talks, I just find myself taking off my shirt. It's just he's so fucking smooth.
Don't come for
He's
me.
got that British accent on it, nice little like lavender touch. It's just he's a guy. No, I know. Gayness aside, he is a guy who was deep in He was a guy who was deep in the hedge fund world, like Wall Street finance. He would write up reports for these big hedge funds on like where the world is heading. So he's super knowledgeable about that. And then in 2012, he discovered Bitcoin and he made massive, massive bets with it. And so he has made a tremendous amount of money. He's a monster whale, but he's applied what he's learned with Bitcoin to Ethereum and then Solana and now Sui and NFTs and all kinds of other things. So I'm not saying to worship him, but the content that he has and the people that he interviews or that interview him is just incredibly illuminating.
And I didn't think that used to always be the case. He used to kind of be a little bit of a shiller in my mind, like somebody who distasteful.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't seen much of that, so maybe I was just ignorant to it.
I've changed my mind about him.
Yeah, I would say definitely check out the Cross Border Capital video. He did it. I mean, you might have to scroll back like a week or so. It's this very British guy with a big gap in his teeth. I can't remember what his name is. I think Mike Howell. That's what it is. But the reason I was asking you about it, Will, is because they talk about basically the interplay of global currencies and quantitative easing versus quantitative tightening and how that looks for the rest of the world. And basically they said two things. I can summarize it for everyone who doesn't have an hour to watch it because I had to look up quite a few things. They said that we are in a new meta where there basically won't be any real debt crises anymore. At least not for us and for the other major countries, because we will just print our way out of it. So as long as like the dollar is still the main thing, I always thought that at some point there had to be a correction. Like we just keep kicking the can down the road, but they make the case that like you can just do that forever and money can continually get devalued as long as there's some order to who's doing it. Yeah. So I thought you'd appreciate it.
Well, the thing is like, you can keep devaluing your currency and then just decrease the value of your debt by doing that, so long as your currency, which is a piece of shit, is just a better piece of shit than all of the other pieces of shit.
Exactly.
That's exactly
it. Yeah. Exactly what they were saying. And then they were also talking about China too, and talking about how China is such a big player in this. And they were basically saying that in the next, estimation, but in the next 3 to 6 months, there needs to be some sort of cash injection for China and for the US. And they were trying to say who leads it, whether it's the US or China, but China's got runaway debt and they're tightening. So they have to, print more money. They're trying to keep it, I think it was weak, their currency, to attract more investors. And we're kind of going this way in that. But the point is that what they said is that they expect that this year, the liquidity cycle stays, which means that because we're in an up year, there's more liquidity coming to the markets, which means there's more cash for general people, which means in theory, some of that will go into crypto and we'll get that bull run that everyone talks about in the prophecy.
Yeah, that's what the Fed also said when they released their FOMC annual report for 2024 and looking forward to 2025. I actually opened it and read it, and it was boring as all hell. But they basically said like, hey, our long-term inflation target of 2% looks like it's, within target. It might not happen soon, but like we're actually very optimistic about getting close to 2% if you look at current market factors and you take out a few extreme pieces. And so I saw that and I was like, oh shit, the Fed just told everybody, hey, we're getting really close to doing quantitative easing again. And they also stated that they were basically done with allowing their balance sheet to come down and that they're about to just throughout in the first half of this year, curb their balance sheet from decreasing and allow that to remain steady to then position themselves to start buying assets again. So that entire conversation you said matches perfectly with what I heard the Fed say in their annual report. So we just got to make sure inflation doesn't become a bitch.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question? Somebody in the chat, I'm not terribly familiar with Raul Paul, but just I heard him on the Diary of a CEO. I heard him on some other things, and our one of our members, Joe, has been to his conference, has shared some helpful things. You were bullish on, but somebody, one of our friends in the chat, Machinery, said his banana zone theory is garbage. What is the banana zone theory?
Banana zone theory.
Because that sounds like something I need to know.
Sounds like
not
it might be bananas.
Not that I want to be disparaging. It sounds like that would be if I was Raul Paul and I wanted to launch like a gay friendly nightclub, I would call it the Banana Zone. You know what I mean? Like that's
Raul
the move
Paul's
right there.
Gay friendly night.
You know, like that would be killer.
We should rename our Airbnb in Denver.
Oh
this is a gross misrepresentation of the facts. Don't come for me.
Okay, so
I'd like to state I have a girlfriend, but gay bars are great. I do get.
I love them.
Wonderful.
Listen, man,
We're all honest men. We've all got a woman, but nothing wrong with a little out of town gayness.
Okay, steer the ship back. What's the
we're all staying in the same Airbnb, boys.
I think. Okay, goddamn. Okay, I think it just has to do with the chart going up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the banana I think is in reference to the chart just going
the shape of it
parabolic and
wow
to the right.
Yeah, this did get interesting. That's confirmed by the chat that it is about the shape of your chart. I hear it's not about the size of the chart, it's about the shape that really matters when it comes to performance. That's my final thought. I've got to rug myself because I'm absolutely going to get us canceled if we can't.
You already got one violation earlier.
If you've got a conversation, a question, a tidbit, a concern, whatever that we didn't get to, then please join us in the Discord and please come back tomorrow. We're here every Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, and you can watch all of our recordings on YouTube. I'm working on getting these set up as a podcast on your favorite streaming platform so that you can listen to them that way. But for now, all the recordings live in YouTube on a playlist called The Rise Up Morning Show or under the live video tab. And you can find the links to all our socials at theriseupmorningshow.com. These are our only profiles. We will never, ever reach out to you or message you directly offering investment advice, checking on you, asking how you're doing. No legitimate creator ever will. So if you hear from me or Mac or Will on TikTok or somebody who looks like us on Discord, that's not us. That's somebody pretending to be us to use the trust we've all built here together to try and scam you. Just block them, run from them. They are not your teachers. Guys, thank you for being my friends. I cannot wait to see you both tomorrow.
Wait, before you close out, I got to share this one thing. I got a text message from my dad at 9:05. He goes, "Hey, I can tell you're better. Just caught part of your show, potato." Potato. Oh.
It's beautiful. I'm going to give dolphins for Will's dad.
He'll love that.
And I'm going to give a round of applause to everybody else. Thank you for joining us on the Rise Up Morning Show. It's the best part of our day, and we cannot wait to see you again. So until then, my friends, everybody stay well.